All right, so this video is for my non-US citizens. I get a lot of questions from people without citizenship, and they ask questions like, hey, how do I join? Is it even possible? So this video is gonna break all that down and tell you everything you need to know about how to join the Air Force without a US citizenship. All right, so first things first, you're gonna need an INS 551. This is the most common document to prove that you are a legal alien here in the United States. On the screen, you're gonna see a couple different combinations of documents that you can use to join the Air Force, but the INS 551 is the most common. And with that, you're gonna want at least 2 years before the INS 551 expires. You cannot come in with an INS 551 of only 2 years or an INS 551 with restrictions on it. You won't be able to join. And you also cannot come in with a work visa or a student visa. So if you have a good INS 551, then you're off to a good start. Next thing you're gonna wanna have is all of your documents translated into English. So like your birth certificate, your college transcripts, your high school diploma, all of that stuff, you're gonna wanna translate it into English. Most of the time before you leave your country, you get all that stuff translated anyway, but if you haven't had that stuff translated, go ahead and get that done. It will expedite your process. Also, if you've had any medical issues in your country, you're also going to want to request those medical records and have those translated into English as well if you're going to try and join the Air Force. All right, so once you have all your documents, then you have to have your education evaluated. If you went to school in another country, then you have to get all of your transcripts, your high school diploma, and have that sent off to a third-party evaluation agency. They're basically gonna look through all your transcripts, all your records. They're gonna evaluate what your education level is. They're basically gonna tell us if you have a high school diploma or higher. And this is gonna actually cost you. Because it's a third-party agency, it is not affiliated with the Air Force, they're gonna charge you a certain amount of money. Usually they range from like $75 to $150 that you have to send them to get your education evaluated. So keep that in mind as well. And if you look on the screen, I put the website where you can look at the different evaluation agencies so you can decide where to send your records off to. Once the evaluation is complete, they will send you the evaluation and then you give that to your recruiter. Now your recruiter has your documents, your INS 551, and they have an education that is evaluated. So now they can get you started with the process of going up to MEPS. Before you go to MEPS, if your English isn't good enough to communicate to get through the MEPS process, I highly encourage you to take an English course in a community college just to strengthen your English up to make sure that you can get through MEPS. They will not allow you to complete MEPS if your English isn't good enough. You have to be able to understand directions, and if you can't, they're not gonna let you qualify for the Air Force until you can get your English well enough to communicate. All right, so once you go to MEPS, you're gonna go through the MEPS process just like everyone else. The only difference is you are limited to a certain amount of jobs once you pass MEPS. There are certain jobs that you can't do just because you don't have citizenship. Some jobs require higher clearance, and because you're not a US citizen, you will not be able to get that clearance. I put on the screen all the different jobs that you qualify for as a non-US citizen. Also keep in mind that you are not eligible to become an officer if you do not have a US citizenship. But you can get your US citizenship while serving, and I put all the criteria for that on the screen as well. If you do get your US citizenship while serving and then you decide to re-enlist, you are eligible to cross-train into jobs that require higher clearance, and you are eligible to transfer to become an officer if you have the necessary education to do that as well. And the last thing I want to leave you guys with is expect some delays on your background check. They'll let you go to basic training, they'll let you go to tech school and all that, but that background check is probably going to take a little while for them to complete. I really hope you found value in this video. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comment box below, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Until next time, like I always say, stay beautiful and stay classy. Check me out.